Say goodbye to nicotine and e-liquid. Maybe. What's up YouTube, welcome back to Whacked Out ECIG. I basically did this whole video already and there's a lot of problems with this, so let me explain. The Chinese company Dekang has come up with something that they call revolutionary. I'm not going to call it that, but I will admit it is very different to anything I've seen before. The concept of the product is drip tips with nicotine inside. Now how does that work? They say that they're using a glutinous rice flour to create these little balls. If you've ever had like those straws that have the little balls inside that are flavored with either chocolate or vanilla or strawberry, and you drink milk through it so you could get flavored milk, as far as I know it's the same concept, but they've applied it to drip tips and then applied nicotine to those balls so that you can use 0 milligram e-liquid, still get your flavor, still get your nicotine. And they've done something a little bit further than that, which is add flavor to the balls as well. They've either added a tobacco base flavor to it, so whatever you put it onto, you're gonna get a base of tobacco flavor, and then the other one is mint. Also in the box you get a bottle of e-liquid that is supposedly nicotine free. There's 0 milligrams of nicotine. I set it up completely and I took a hit of it. Very strong nicotine hit, as far as I could feel anyway. I suppose it could be just a very high PG content, but as far as I know, in my 4.5 years of vaping, a throat hit should not be that strong no matter how much PG you have inside. So what I've done to solve that problem is get a bottle of my own 0 milligram e-liquid. I'm using fruit and custard banana. If you haven't tried this line, it's by Vapetasia. They have a banana, a mango, and a honeydew. Kind of a side note, but really good liquid. I highly recommend them. I know for a fact that this is 0 milligrams, if it will focus, and I can vape it now and I won't get a hit. Just a really smooth, nice banana custard flavor. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get the rich Virginia tobacco drip tip and the minty tobacco drip tip, and I'm gonna try them individually and see how they change the flavor and if in fact there is a nicotine throat hit that comes with it. So popping off my own drip tip, let's start with the tobacco flavor. I'm not sure how tobacco and banana custard will taste. Now that I say it might taste really good. There's also adjustable airflow on the drip tips themselves, which is interesting. It does make it kind of spin a lot. It's not really a good idea in my opinion, but these are some of the ugliest drip tips I've ever seen. They don't really look all that good at all on anything, and they're really tall. So I'm gonna start by closing off the airflow in it. I'm gonna take a hit. It's actually not bad. The flavor is definitely coming through. This is at 17 watts, so I'm gonna bump it up a bit to, let's say 24. See how that goes. The flavor hasn't really changed, but I'm still not getting a throat hit. So I'm gonna open up the airflow. I'm gonna bump up the power to 27 watts. I'm gonna take a really big hit and just see how it goes. Absolutely no throat hit. None. The flavor is really good. Okay, I'm gonna pop this out. Right now I'm gonna say that this is a fail, complete fail. Well, not complete fail. The flavor is actually really nice. It's a nice tobacco Virginia flavor base. But I'm not feeling any nicotine throat hit. So I'm popping in the mint now. I'm just gonna start with the airflow fully open. The mint is slightly overpowering the banana. And that's really nice. I'm not getting any throat hit though. Now, if for some reason with this concept and design there's no throat hit but there still is nicotine, theoretically I should get nicked out at some point. I'm not feeling anything, so I think either they got their formulations completely mixed up or it's a complete lie. I'm not feeling any nicotine at all in the drip tips. I am getting the flavor and it is a really cool concept. I'm getting nicotine throat hit in the liquid though, which is not a good sign. This is supposed to be the other way around. As it stands, based on the fact that these look terrible in my opinion, and they do not solve the nicotine problem. Not that it's a problem anyway. I have absolutely no problem buying e-liquid with nicotine. I've done it for my whole vaping life. As it stands, here's what I think. If they make these look a whole lot better, if they make them smaller, if they take away the adjustable airflow and they just add those base flavors, I think it could be a really good idea. You could vape e-liquids that are unflavored and have nicotine in them and just pop in your drip tip of choice and change the flavor. I think it's a really cool concept. You would no longer have to buy individual liquids. You would no longer have to have multiple tanks to do different flavors or have to change out the coil or empty the tank and refill it with something else. You could just change the drip tip. So in that regard, I think it's a really good idea. Even now though, the flavor of mint is dying off. Not tremendously, I still get it, and it's still like a cooling sensation to it, which is really cool. So in the end, does it work? As advertised, no, but in theory, yes. It changes the flavor, it adds a minty flavor, this one. The other one adds a tobacco flavor. I think it's a really cool concept. I just think they need to redesign it completely. Dekang, if you're watching this, I'm happy to help you out. There's a lot of possibilities, a lot of potential. Is this revolutionary? No. I don't think so. Does it have the potential to change things completely, which I guess by definition is revolutionary, at least for vaping? I think so. So yeah, I've only found it online one place for sale, and I think that was Health Cabin. I'll post a link in the description. They were like 3 or 4 US, which I think is expensive, but if the industry happens to go in this direction where you're no longer having flavored e-liquids, just flavored drip tips, it would make up for the cost, because the real cost of e-liquid comes in the different flavorings and the research and development. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about these things below. That's about it. If you have any questions about it, I'll do my best to answer them, and I'll see you on the next video.